Welcome back to the Top 6 show. It's Monday. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribing and get the bell notification turned on, please, people. It's right next to the subscribe button. Get it done now. Lots to go through today. The Rodrygo deal, is it going to be next on the agenda for Arsenal, next on the agenda for Liverpool, now that Gyökeres has completed? We're talking Xavi Simons to Chelsea. That deal is supposedly going to accelerate quite quickly. Well, at very least, Xavi Simons leaving RB Leipzig is meant to be something that happens very, very quickly indeed. We're talking Šeško to Man United. The fee has supposedly been set. We're also looking at Sancho's exit from Man United. A deal worth around £20 million in total is supposedly set to complete very, very soon indeed. We've got some big fiction or football questions for you today as well. So sit yourselves down, grab yourselves a drink, strap yourselves in for the next hour or so. But before we go any further, gentlemen, how are you all? You're all well and good?
All good, yeah. All good.
Well, champions over it, so...
No, it's just the new thing that's going to be said every single week.
Well, we're only like what 10 days into 1,460.
Oh my god, it's every 4 years now, isn't it? As well. Oh, for fuck's sake!
You're never going to hear the end of this, mate.
Yep, world champions on here. We've got Premier League champions, we've got Europa League champions, and we've got me. That's it. Clickbait champion is all I've got to hang on to right now. Look, we'll start with Manchester United today because I wanted to ask you guys. We've seen the links to the strikers, okay? But I want to just start this off with a fictional football question connected to our striker transfers. So strap yourselves in for this one. So fictional. I want to go to Tom first on this. Fictional football. Benjamin Sesko, at 68 million, which is the supposed set fee, offers better value for money given his ceiling and his potential compared to Nicolas Jackson, who's already struggled in the Premier League.
Oh my god, this is I know why you went to me. You know what? Fiction. That's how deep I don't like Benjamin Sesko. Nicolas Jackson's Premier League proven. And his return it's not the greatest.
He's Premier League proven at what though?
he's not been that bad. He's not been that bad. Chelsea looked a lot worse when he wasn't in the team. Chelsea looked a lot worse when he weren't in the team than when he was in the team. Now, albeit the last month of the season, he decided he wants to stop playing football and start fighting and start trying to single-handedly take down Chelsea's European charge. But I do feel he's one of the ones that's been probably slightly harsher done by in the last couple of seasons in terms of the narrative around him. I think he's a very good all-round striker. His link-up was very good. He puts in a lot of work. And when you're factoring in that we're looking at Mbeumo and Cunha either side of them, it's going to sound stupid me saying this. The striker isn't necessarily the guy who needs to get 30 goals. You're not in desperate need of this striker who's going to bag everything because you've got two guys either side of him who you're bringing in on the back of their goal-scoring exploits. So if you sacrifice that and get a striker who's maybe a little bit worse in front of goal or a little bit less clinical in front of goal, but you know he can link up and bring the others into the game in a much better way, that might be worth more to the team than what Benjamin Sesko is. So I'm going to say fiction. I think Nicolas Jackson, provided they're a similar price, and not the whole thing that I saw on Twitter where they're asking for 100 million quid for Nicolas Jackson because we bought Gyökeres for 70 or whatever it was. If they're around the same price, I think Nicolas Jackson's the smarter move. I really don't see it in Benjamin Sesko, for those who don't know.
Do you know Jackson's only made 173 club appearances in his career?
Yes,
that's not a lot.
He's not got wear on the legs then? He's less injury prone? His body won't break down as quick?
Right? And he's got 173 club appearances, 51 goals and 27 assists. He's got 78 goal contributions in 173 games. Just to give context, Bukayo Saka at 21 was already on something like 200 games or 22 hit 200 games. He's a couple of years older. He's not that. I think he only played something like 45 games or something at Villarreal before he moved to Chelsea. Based on all that, though, I think Sesko is better value for money. I think Jackson is very clumsy, very clunky. He's got a red card in him. He misses big sitters. Benjamin Sesko, I mean, I'll be lying if I said I watch him week in, week out. I've seen a handful of games in the Champions League. I've seen a couple of compilations. He does score nice goals, great volleys, headers. But if you're talking, what did we say, £69 million for Jackson? Yeah, I think value for money, I'm going to go with the Sesko option is better. So was that? Is that football the option, or was that fiction?
Yeah, the claim is that Šeško is better value for money than Jackson, so that would be football for you.
Yeah, football. Yeah,
I would say football as well. However, I think the Nico Jackson hate is over the top. It is over the top because we'd all agree.
What I've said over the top, or is it? Are you talking about the masses?
No, I'm talking about in general, not you. I'm talking
Right,
about in general. Right. I'm just saying, 34 goals and assists in the Prem over 2 seasons. That's not a bad. Are we saying that's bad now? I don't think that's bad. And Terry would say, you know, you just paid 70 mil for Mbeumo. That's good signing. That you would agree with that, Terry? 70 mil for Mbeumo, good signing.
70 million, 65 million, still too much, slightly too much money, but good signing.
Slightly too much, but good signing, yeah. In the past 2 seasons, Mbeumo and Nicolas Jackson have the same number of non-penalty goals and assists. I'm just saying. One
does play with Cole Palmer.
You're not exactly selling the fact part of this, you know.
But one's proven playing for a big team and one's not. I'm just saying. I think that the hate is over. It's too much. Nicholas, when we didn't have Jackson, it was looking dire because when we did have Jackson, we were right up there, and then him and Gyu got injured in the same game, and then we had no striker. Granted, right, we brought in 2 new guys who might be slightly better than him, maybe. But to say Jackson is bad, I think the hate is too much. But I'm still going to go football. Why? Because Sesko, in a few years, that guy's going to be on top of the world. He's going to be on top of the world. So yeah.
You know what? I listen, David. I disagree. Listen, he scored some good goals, Nico Jackson. He also plays the number 9. A different role to that of Mbeumo, who predominantly was playing in wide positions. The types of goals they score are very different. The amount, and I'm hoping that Mbeumo can do this for Man United. I might be lucky enough. I'm live on the United stand tonight at 8 p.m. Hopefully I get the announcement while I'm live. It'd be quite nice with a big Man United community like that. But he scores a lot of goals that Nico Jackson could never even dream of doing. Nico Jackson would pull a hamstring, dislocate his knee, trying to turn on the edge of the box and curl it into the top corner. He can't do that. So they're different. The money Chelsea want as well, you're talking, I mean, I think them saying 80 to 100 million is their way of trying to get more than the 35, 40 million pounds that he's worth as a striker. I even think, for me personally, I'd rather pay 69 million pound for Šeško than 50 million pound for Jackson. I think the ceiling of Benjamin Šeško is a lot higher. I think if you give them both the same amount of chances in a game every week, I think by the end of the season, Šeško scores more. There is one stat that backs that up, in my opinion, and it's their conversion rate. For 2 years running, Šeško's has been around 25 to 26%. For 2 years running, Nico Jackson's has been around that 16% mark. So great approach play, excellent dribbler. But we've got Bruno, we've got Ahmad, we've got Delo, we've got Dorgu, we've got Mbeumo, we've got Cunha. Did I mention we took 2 of the best signings of the Premier League last year? We got them. Very happy with that. I don't think we need... listen, having a striker that's good at the approach play is nice, but I don't want it to be my number 9's best attribute. So Šeško can hold the ball up. Šeško's very technical with his feet for a 6'5" man. Like, he's not a slouch. So, look, if Man United are going to spend big, if Man United... Look, we're about to... Rashford's gone, saving his salary... 30 million buy option next year. There's a penalty clause in it if they don't do it as well, which is nice. That's on an option to buy, which is good. According to Duncan Castles, who's had a very good track record so far this summer of getting not the timings of transfers right, because he's not a transfer journalist. He doesn't give a shit about timings, but he said the deal for Sancho is going to be around 70 million now base with very easy to achieve add-ons on top. And it looks like Juve might be paying the severance package to Sancho as opposed to us. And if that's true, then we're going to make a good 20 million pounds on him as well. You take that money saved and made for them two players and just, do you know what? Go and get Šeško. Go and get it done. If you can't get Mateta, if Watkins is too much money, they're talking like 70 odd million for him. Go and get Benjamin Šeško, but get it done quickly, Man United. Get it over the line, get him into preseason and get him integrated. For me, my mind has changed quite a bit in the last few days, but the one thing that has been steadfast, the one thing that is a hard, fast no, I don't need to get to the end of the question, is Nico Jackson. And it's not about hating him. I've got no personal animosity towards that gentleman at all. I don't want to give Chelsea a single penny more of my money unless it's for Palmer, unless it's for Caicedo, maybe Cucurella.
Maybe Cucurella. Terry, let's look. Remember who you are.
Wait, don't tell him how to think, David. Go on, Terry.
Wait. My reasoning for that is I think Dorgu's got a decent ceiling, and I like the look of this young lad Diego Leon with ball. I'm just thinking about my side of things. Who else will I actually give Chelsea proper money for in your squad right now?
Fernandes?
Not Colwell. No, I wouldn't. Fernandes is good. I wouldn't go for him though. I'd go.
Pedro,
the money that Fernandes would cost, I'd rather go and buy Belieber. That's what I'm saying here, right? So I'm just putting it out there. If he was injury free, I'd take Lavia. Of course, I would. He's amazing. Who else would I buy? Of course, I'd buy Delap because we wanted him.
To be fair, Terry, since Arsenal have made the signing of Madueke, I've done some reflecting. So I think it's very important when we're analyzing these Chelsea players to be objective, because if you're too harsh on them, they end up at your club. So Nicolas Jackson, there is a potential argument if you look at it. Short term, Nicolas Jackson might be a better option than Sesko. I'm not saying long term, but in the short term, 2 seasons, getting back into the top 8, Prem proven. Like he in terms of his movement, there is an argument for that. Obviously, in terms of ceiling, who's the better player long term, who's got the chance of being world class, I get you could say Sesko, but there's an argument short term. Jackson could be the short term.
If Jackson's that good, why don't you take him over with Gyökeres?
Again, we're already so far in the negotiations of Gyökeres. It'd be silly to go looking into another number 9 right now. So shout out to Chelsea.
Again, I just want to say Terry's number 1 choice, Mateta, 35 GA. Nicolas Jackson's got 34, and he don't take pens. I'm just saying.
I hear you again.
I know you're being objective here. I'm trying this objective thing now.
You've been in the group chats the last few days. I understand what objectivity means, right? I'm not Staffy. I'm not double A here. I'm not Ches. Ches, the most objective Chelsea fan in the world. I'm not understanding what objective. I don't know if you saw it yesterday. I was sitting there going, Ches of all people was like, you shouldn't just have blind loyalty for your club. Like you just backed everything for the last 3 years and hoped it was going to turn out, and it did. That's called blind loyalty. That's called backing your club. But anyway, from my point of view and perspective, like that's a joke about those lads, by the way. It's really funny. Have you guys seen everyone? What is the AI on Twitter called? Is it Gork? Grok. See, this is me being I can't read it, right? Obviously, everyone's doing the thing like show me the people that view my profile the most, and Staffy came up on it. Show me my haters. Staffy wasn't in my biggest haters. But someone then mentioned, I think it may have been Rom, saying Staffy must be on this list. And then it came back and said, reviewing their interactions, he says he does call him out a lot. But this just goes to show if AI can understand it, all the toaster people, all the Twitter people, how has AI got better emotional intelligence than you? They all said, but it all appears to be banter. The fact that AI can recognize banter, a non-human entity can see it's banter, but humans are looking at it going, oh no, they must be fighting. They're not friends anymore. Like, that scares me. That is the fact a computer has got more emotional intelligence than a human being means. Get out of your basements. Get out of your basements and touch grass. Bloody hell. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. But yeah, the jokes I made are jokes. Back to it. Be objective. Even at 30 million, I don't want Nico Jackson. And I get the point. He could be a makeshift player. And I'll tell you why I wouldn't want him, right? I'll tell you why I wouldn't want him. Ollie Watkins at 40 million is a good makeshift player because he is better. Again, conversion rate, I think 10 to 11% higher. Both home and away, scores double to 3 times the amount of goals that he does. looking at the statistics, looking at the eye test. However, Nico Jackson, I don't want to give Chelsea the money either. Giving the Chelsea money strengthens them as well. I don't want to do it. I would rather buy no striker and put all that money into... we might have 30, 40 million for a midfielder. We might have 30, 40 million here for a makeshift striker. Put it all in and buy fucking Belieber. I think it improves our team more over the course of the season. So I'd rather not do it personally. No disrespect to Nico Jackson. I just don't want to give Chelsea any... After what... I'm still reeling. I'm still feeling the pain. I watched Mason Mount in pre-season yesterday. 3 times he had the ball. And this is where we'll Mbeumo and Cunha will improve us. Is he picks the ball up. He's got a defender in a position where he could take him on one-on-one. And what does he do, Mason Mount? He waits for someone else to catch up so he can pass it to him. And I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, where Cunha in the first half, he got fouled a few times. It should have been yellow cards. It would have changed the game, but it's a friendly. Just driving through his men. And we're going to have 2 players that can do that. And I'm watching Mount and I'm like, you just can't do it, can you? You can't pass that great. You can't beat a man. I'm just looking at it and no disrespect to the man, but fuck paying money for Nico Jackson. Fuck that shit. Sorry. Don't do it, please. Please. Absolutely don't do it.
I still want the Mount Flowers. I still want them. That should be on a 5-10 year contract because that call out was amazing. It's terrible. And I was the only one. Yes.
You did. In fairness, you were called. You had so much abuse from Chelsea fans for years because you were objective, of course, and you just were like, "No, I'm not letting my emotions get the better of me." Let's go to some comments here that are coming in. Good morning, gentlemen, from Settler, Alberta, Canada. Big up yourself, Michael. I don't want Jackson. I would rather go for Šeško or Watkins. Same. I'd rather have bought Evan Ferguson. No, I'm joking. That's a joke, by the way. I'm glad we didn't go for him. He's a funny one, isn't he? 2 years ago, the whole world thought he was going to be a star. The progression never came.
That's why I'm saying hold your horses with the lap.
Hold your horses
with the lap. That's what I'm telling everyone. It could be another.
I've had to hold my horses with the lap because we replaced him in 2 weeks.
Didn't he score a
So what? Can you send my money now, David? Or do you
I might have to.
Sorry, David. Henry, you were going to say something.
I say, didn't Ferguson get 1 hat-trick against Newcastle, and then everyone was like, the hype was overnight massive, and then he just didn't do anything else.
I don't remember that hat-trick, to be fair. I just remember watching him play and thinking there was a player in there. You could see there was a player, but this has just happened so many times. And I remember Wayne Rooney being brilliant, and not that long before him or after him, Francis Jeffers was also a player. Oh man, and he did look great. And it never worked out. Some players are brilliant at 15, 16, and then they never get any better. Others are later bloomers. And I was looking into players because I was talking about Ekitike and the fact people say he hasn't scored a lot of goals. And I started doing some research. If you look at goal output, not ability, because there's nothing wrong with the way Ekitike has played for 3 or 4 years in terms of his general play. But if you look at Drogba, Teddy Sheringham, Batistuta, I think Luca Toni was another. There's a few other names. And I was looking at real star players. Didn't start becoming more prolific until 22, 23, 24 plus. So this idea, like, not everybody's brilliant at 18, 19. Equally, there are many brilliant starlets who just die a death and never get any better. This here says Jackson is proven to be terrible plus a bad attitude. In fairness, with those 2 red cards for Chelsea in the last couple of months as well, that's also really put me off because we don't need that at Man United. So I don't need like an additional problem on not being good. Do you know what I mean?
A personality, bit of fight,
No, it's like he's like a UFC fighter, but he's always going to get disqualified. Yeah, you're fighting, but like you're not going to finish the fight, so there's no point in you being there. Like, he's just going to kick someone in the balls.
I had a mate that used to be a very good fighter, very good boxer, very good kickboxer, and he eventually got banned from boxing because it was 3 fights running with bans in between each of them, where before. Dangerous Dave was his nickname, so we should have known, right? He literally, he'd knock people down, right? And he stamped a couple of times, but on the 3rd time, I don't know why he did it. He didn't even have a personal problem with the guy. The guy's down, going to be counted out. He just decided to boot him in the face. We were in the crowd, and it's the 3rd time. So he got like a 3-month ban, came back, fought. The guy went down, and he kind of hit him when he didn't stamp on him a second, kind of hit him when he was down again, because he'd been banned again. And then this time he kicked the guy in the face. And I remember just looking at my mate Kyle and we looked at each other and we're like, He's fucking done it again. But it was so bad that time. Yeah, he's banned. Never allowed to box again. So yeah, there are people like that. There are people like that. This here says a no to Jackson for Man United. Ridiculous. Šeško or Watson. Watson?
I assume that means Watkins.
It's elementary, dear Watson. That's a little bit of. I need to Shakespeare. It's not Shakespeare. It's Sherlock.
How old is Ollie Watkins?
29 now?
29. I think he turns 30 this season.
30 in August, isn't it?
Oh, is
Maybe.
it?
It'd be a lot of money for someone who'll be 30 this season.
Yeah, what are the figures they're throwing out for Ollie Watkins?
I've read in some places that Villa are asking for 70 mil.
Oh,
Yeah, go get Nico, man. Go get
you might as well get Nico.
He's
for
20,
cheeky
he's
50, mate.
23, 24.
Yeah.
Cheeky
Go get
50.
Nico. He could
Get a couple
sprout,
other players with the 20 mil that you
he
saved from
could
that deal.
sprout and be amazing at 27.
I reckon
Come
you
on.
got negotiation power to get Chelsea down to 50, maybe even 40. Now,
Oh no, come late. There's a guy that Chelsea want. There's a guy that Chelsea want though. You forgot that. A little bit of Garnacho going to Stamford Bridge. A little bit of Nico Jackson coming to Old Trafford.
All I'm saying,
that would be
all
a
I'm saying,
sensational
Nico
day of
down.
football.
Kunle, I've heard this. I heard it all. Man, wake it. We're not going to spend more than 40 this time. We are the best selling club
Please,
in
I've
the
still not
world.
recovered from that transfer.
We're the
Please,
best
Nico's
selling
bringing
club.
it up.
No, Tom, be
We got
quiet.
35 million for Quanta this summer.
I just sold
They
Noni
just got 40 million for Vega.
Kunle Don was saying that he's the best one-on-one winger in the world, and Kunle was laughing at this guy, calling him
Bro,
trash, this,
I
that,
will
and
never
the
laugh
rest.
again.
And
At
now
Chelsea player,
this is
I'll never
over.
laugh again. Never.
52 mil.
I'll never laugh again.
Look, it happens to me. Janino, I said he was washed, ends up at Arsenal. Havertz, dead striker, could never be at my club, ends up at Arsenal. Madueke, fake Nigerian. I've been saying all sorts of things. Father Lord, I'm sorry.
Do you know what that it's
I'm
called?
sorry.
There's a name for it. You know, it's not. Listen, no disrespect to God. It's not him. It's the football gods here, bro. It's the football
Yeah.
gods. It's the
I've
football
learned.
gods.
I've learned
Yeah,
my
I keep telling people, like, people don't think they influence it. I really do. I really do think what we say, and it could be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't need to be the football gods.
Yeah.
Because every time I research this in most cultures and most backgrounds and most religions, there is elements of like tempting fate and pride before the fall and getting punished for being too boastful. Nearly every culture in the world supports that theory. I just call it the football gods as a colloquial term, and it does have a habit of biting you in the arse. I tell you, it really does. I go back to beating Henry and Sim from We Are Tottenham TV at poker and saying me and nothing Man United will ever lose anything major to Spurs fans. I shouldn't have said
There
it.
we are.
That if I would have lost that poker game or not said that, United would have won the Europa League, in my opinion. It's my fault. Terry, could you buy Dart Fuck Off? Not happening.
Hold on.
I ain't reading it.
Aye.
You
I
got a
ain't
hat trick
reading it.
yesterday. You got a hat trick yesterday, you know? He's turning the corner.
Well, we also saw that Wirtz can do it in a cold, rainy summer's day in Stoke, didn't we? So this is from Joshua Jack, who says, we love to waste money. If we go for Šeško, it will be Rasmus 2.0. This team is not built for a striker that needs development. We need established, guaranteed goals. Use the other money to straighten others. Do you know what? I don't overly disagree. My fear of getting Šeško is of that level. The problem is, if all those strikers are going to cost in and around 70 million, I'd rather buy the one with a higher ceiling, because I'd still do think, because there's sell-on value with it. And I know people don't like that expression, but it's important. Because say Šeško comes in, and again, I don't think he'll do as bad as Rasmus, because I think he's better than Rasmus. However, if he comes in and does okay, you still might be able to get 30 or 40 million pounds for him in a couple of years. It doesn't even, again, if Watkins comes in, good, bad, or indifferent, you can't sell him for anything. And we are still strapped for cash, and we're not going to be flush in 2 or 3 years either. So if we're going to spend massive money, you're better off with the one with a higher ceiling and with sell-on value, because if it goes wrong, it's recoverable. If we did buy Mateta or Watkins and they flopped, you are stuck with that dead asset until they're in their early 30s. Like, there's a riskier move. So I get your point. So on that case, if we can't get Šeško at a decent price and the other guys are too expensive, I would rather spend the money on Belieber. I agree with you on that, and then wait for the right striker to be available. That element I agree with. Chike here says, what does he say here? He says, afternoon, gents. I had a dentist appointment and the teeth look clean. Well, thank you, Chike. I'm glad your teeth are clean, bruv. He says, may I ask you a question? What does the best athlete mean to you? Because to tell me that SGA being a better athlete than who's SGA?
SGA is a basketball player, and
Basketball player.
Shohei Ohtani is a Japanese baseball player for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
He's a better athlete than his absolute.
And neither of them are the best athlete in the world.
Right, literally.
It's so hard to quantify, and I think we all make like Alexander Isak was amazing against Dubois Saturday night. Absolutely deserved to be.
Alexander Isak.
Alexander Isak. Sorry.
I was like, what did I miss?
Jesus Christ.
We're reading too many transfer stories.
If Isak knocks out Dubois, he is the best athlete in the world.
You got to give him that, haven't you?
He was amazing, and I saw people doing up pieces and very good pieces about how actually Usyk. There's an argument that he could be the greatest like boxer or heavyweight boxer of all time, and there's genuine arguments to that are being made. It's so hard though, because the problem is that we're always shrouded in recency bias when we say the best athlete in the world or the best player in this sport ever. And the young generation now that are just claiming it's Messi or Ronaldo, in 20 years time they're going to be sitting there fuming when the new generation are claiming it's Joe Bloggs and whatever else, and it always changes. I think it's almost impossible to pick the best athlete of all time. I think the only way you could do it. Sorry, except at basketball.
Yeah, Jordan. But
maybe.
Yeah, but that's the best player, though, isn't it? Is the night with the Jordan? I think Jordan.
But I was going to say, this is the thing. The way you decide it is.
Is he the best athlete in basketball ever? Retired at 36.
We never said athlete.
Twice to play baseball.
Basketballer. That's what we said.
No, but the argument is athlete here, and if it's
when you say athlete, I mean, but this is it, guys. Look, I don't want to do this debate because I think it's the wrong way around. What we have to debate is what are the parameters, and then you could debate the players and the athletes all day long. But when someone says athlete to me, I often think more about the physicality of them as opposed to their legacy or stardom. So I think what you have to do is define what you mean by best athlete, and then you have to define the categories that make you best. For instance, if you look at in tennis, now I'm not making a claim that Andy Murray is the best athlete ever, but a lot of tennis sort of enthusiasts put Andy Murray with 3 majors above people that have won 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them, because the era that he was in with Gyökeres, Federer, and Nadal was the most competitive and hardest ever. And that's what you've got to look at. And I can't talk for sports I don't watch, but it's so hard to do because the cross-referencing you've got, you look at Usyk now, there's some good fighters, but I don't think he was fighting against the plethora of quality that Muhammad Ali had to go up against. No matter, even though his record is better, doesn't mean he fought better people. Same as in football. Right. Some people now think football's the best it's ever been. Some people think the 90s were better. Some people think the 70s were better. So you've got to set the perimeters. But great super chat, my friend. Thank you. The thing with Chelsea players are the more you say no to them online, the more probability increases by your club getting them. It's true. It is true. Terry, I think you have an Isak obsession. Maybe slightly a bit of an Isak. It's also dyslexia as well. And the words look very similar to me. So, yeah, I can't help it. I'm very sorry, people. Very much sorry for that. Moving on from that part of Man United, Chelsea looking at Xavi Simons. Arsenal also inquiring as well. But Fabrizio, a very interesting update earlier on today. And I want to read this out here, but he basically said, and I quote, where's it gone? Why can't I find a picture of him? Where's it at? He's done a lot of updates today, his old fans.
Blackburn put out a big update about.
But he said here that Xavi Simons deal expected to develop as soon as the players decision has always been the same. So essentially saying that it's going to develop and move forward soon. What has Plattenberg said?
Florian Plattenberg said that Chelsea are in. They're not in club-to-club talks yet, but they've spoken to the player and the agent, and that they're confident personal terms can be agreed. And they're saying, he said that he's confident that he will leave RB Leipzig for less than the 70 million euro initial quote. He said, and then he was on Sky Sports earlier today, said it could be about 55 million, which in today's market seems to be the going rate of a player of that age who's versatile. But David, where does he actually play?
This is a great question because I have no idea. But I'm just going to,
where can he play? Answer where can he play? That's probably a better question.
And that's another great question because he's not really amazing in one position. He's kind of good. He's good everywhere.
I'll let you land first.
No, but he's good everywhere, but he's not amazing in one. So, like, I think in our system, he'd have to play like either as the Cole Palmer role or maybe like just in behind the striker sort of thing. But
yeah, but that only works if Palmer goes on the right.
yeah, he's not
realistically,
he's not a one-on-one winger, so he can't play. He won't play out wide for us. So he's
he doesn't work at either club, to be fair. Like
he's confusing.
Like when neither of us are going to drop our main men, as in
exactly.
Odegaard and Palmer. So it doesn't make sense for me. He's a quality player, though.
He's got to be a backup.
It works with Chelsea if they play the pivot. They've got Avenzo and Caicedo, and then just give him a free roam 10 role with Palmer out on the right, João Pedro, and then Gittins or Neto. I don't think he works.
Why would they move Cole Palmer out of his best position though?
Because he played majority of the Club World Cup. He played out on the right, and in the final he started on the right.
Yeah, he did start on the right. I saw that. But did he play majority of the competition?
His first season when he was at Chelsea, where he got his highest amount of goal contributions, he was out on the right. So he can be effective anywhere because he's that good. But if you're not going to bring Xavi Simons in and play him on the right because it just doesn't work.
I'll be honest. I think he needs to play Xavi Simons in sort of, one of them new roles that's come up, like that left-sided 10, whatever, where he gets to sit in the half space.
3-5-2 formation.
That whole 3-2-5. He needs to be the left 10 there. I don't think he's got the physicality to be this number 10 in the Premier League, especially when you've got the DMs now who just want to smash into you. So I
think he can do the 10, Tom. He could do the 10, but I just don't think he's got
the technique for it. But I just, physicality wise, I just think certain DMs will made them. I think him and Palmer need to play together because I think they'd actually be pretty decent together. But I just think in that Chelsea side, there's no way to get both of them in their ideal positions. I think, unless there's maybe like a fullback that can get right up.
I think he'll play in the 10. Like he's the same. I'm pretty sure he's the same height as Wirtz, and you're going to play him in the 10.
Yeah.
So like they're both nimble.
I mean, from the 45 minutes I've watched the Wirtz, he played more so off the left half space, whatever the fuck.
But then again, it doesn't make sense for Chelsea to put him on the wing when they've already got more wings than fucking Belmarsh. Like, what are we doing here? Like, they've already got 8 wingers or whatever it is.
The fact that Arsenal and Chelsea are both in for Eze and Xavi Simons worries me that Liverpool have free reign for Rodrygo. That's everything is linking to
that. I wouldn't be worried.
Everything is linking to that
anyway.
Huh?
I wouldn't be worried if you were in the conversation for Rodrygo anyway.
Well, you'd reckon you'd win that?
We've got a whole topic on that later. We'll come back to that in a bit.
I think Arsenal will be a better spot for Simons though, because from what I've been told by a lot of angry Arsenal fans who disagree with some of my points, Calafiori does overlap. So if he's going high and wide, Simons can then just sit inside off the left, which is ideally where you want to put him.
But then I think Calafiori's role next season is going to be back up because they're going to push Lewis Skelly out as left back. So then that hypothetical scenario.
So that's what they got Madueke for. Madueke can be classic run down line.
Yeah, I don't think he signs for Arsenal because again they've got 3 left wingers that can play there. They've got 2 wingers that can play on the right. Jesus isn't even being mentioned in the convo. I think if he's going to sign for anyone,
January, that's why.
I mean, I guess if we sell in Nkunku, which we are planning to do, but I guess he could fill that role, sort of, and then have him also play.
But what role is that, David? How many minutes was Nkunku realistically going to play next season?
Not many, but in the Club World Cup, he was playing well. We finally remembered, oh yeah, he's a second striker, not a proper striker, and started playing him as a second striker, and suddenly he looked a lot better, which is a
lot better, or
no. Genuinely, he looked a lot better. He looked a lot better.
A lot better by Nkunku standards, or a lot better by general standards.
A lot better by Nkunku standards. I can only compare to what
keep him. You keep him.
Would I keep him? No, I'd get rid of him.
Okay, that's enough.
That's because I know my club can.
You didn't have to explain after that, David, bro.
We can sell him for 50,
said no. That's what I need to know.
I know what Nkunku can give me, and it's all right. But Simons might be able to give me a bit better.
Do you lot still have João Felix?
Yeah.
Is he still on your books?
Yeah.
Oh my!
Do you know who else? I'm pretty sure they haven't got rid of Sterling yet. I think Sterling's just hiding away in the corner so he can stick under the radar.
Who actually wants that man?
No, I think that's bad when he moved back to London. Let's be honest.
But anyway, we'll sort that out.
Xavi Simons He's a
Everton,
quality
Denmark.
player that needs a home, and I don't think Arsenal and Chelsea.
I don't think we're going to get him, but we are one of the names with our little flag over here saying we'll take you because like we wanted Eze. Now the Gibbs White scenario is probably not going to happen.
Well, I mean, just there's been an update in the last few moments about the Gibbs White scenario, and I'll read this out to you now. What they've said here, according to Sky Sports News, is Nottingham Forest bosses, so the board, have shut down all communication lines with Tottenham over the Gibbs White issue since the legal notice has been served. We're getting towards 2 weeks since the here we go. There hasn't been a single thing move forward. Tottenham are still saying that they're confident they've done nothing wrong, but I thought this would be resolved by now. And I thought Spurs would either just walk away or
he's going to sign a new deal at Forest.
Do you think it's over then? Do you think Gibbs White to Spurs is over?
Yeah, like he missed the quote unquote missed preseason tour. He didn't travel with the Forest players today, but that was due to personal reasons because I believe his wife's about to give birth, which is by all means a very, very good reason to stay home. But then he didn't train yesterday. He didn't train the day before. And now they're saying that Nottingham Forest are prepared to give him like a club record deal where he's on north of 140K a week. To be honest with you, Terry, I think this entire situation is a load of bollocks. Like agents
bottled the release clause.
Well, Tom, do you know what it is? Like agents all the time know exactly what's in a player's contract because at the end of the day, they are representing that footballer.
Exposed as fraudsters, mate. That's what you've been done. You're criminals. You've been exposed as fraudsters. Admit to it.
Well, Levy prides himself on being the most sustainable football club who doesn't cheat and all that. So I actually back Tottenham that they haven't done anything wrong here. I just think their owner, however you pronounce his surname, Marinakis. Yeah, I think he is extremely frustrated that he's pumped all this money in and one of their star players wants to leave because Tottenham have paid big money for a Nottingham Forest player before in Brandon Johnson. So it's clearly not bad of a relationship. Plus, we sorted out the whole Jed Spence deal. So it's not like we haven't bought players off of Forest before. So, like, it's complete bollocks.
So what changed this? Maybe you didn't do it the right way this time. Maybe.
Yeah, okay, but you have such good
relations. Maybe you broke some rules.
All the signs are pointing to you lot doing things the wrong way. Because as you just said, you mapped it all out.
It's all alleged.
I'm just saying, Henry, you mapped it all out for us just that. We weren't in court with you. You just decided to lay down the case. You were like, we've had a good relationship with them in the past. Daniel Levy is
precisely.
But with all that being said, we're hearing those rumors. Like, what could it be?
How did you know?
How did we get here, Henry? If those
how did you know the exact value was release clause?
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem that Tottenham should have. Forest should have with Gibbs White's agent, not the football club.
Oh, so you're saying he might have done some shady things with the agent? Is that what you're saying? Just not the club? Is that what you're saying?
Sorry?
That's nonsense. That's nonsense. You can be arrested for handling stolen goods. That's what you're being accused of. You've been handling stolen goods. Doesn't matter about the fence. And you're not the fence. You don't know about the fence. Doesn't matter about the man who stole it. Doesn't matter about the person who sold it to you. Those three things. You are still being caught handling stolen goods, brother.
Yeah, you only get arrested if it's proof that it's stolen goods.
Well, no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't get arrested after there's proof. You get arrested upon suspicion. You get convicted. And
then when there is no suspicion and there's no evidence, you will get released on bail.
But what?
So there's no evidence.
It's not happened yet, Henry.
But you're under investigation, which means you're not out of this. You're under investigation for being cheats.
Okay, so if this entire scenario keeps, I personally think he's going to sign the new deal. And he'll stay at Forest, and he'll still be their captain.
A lot of words, Henry.
But the entire what's really frustrating from my perspective is he's being whored out to every football club while this case is going on. He's been offered again to Man City. He's been offered again to Newcastle. So, like, hang on, we got.
Maybe you've done something wrong then to piss them off.
Nottingham Forest have just sold their star player to Newcastle United. Like, surely that can't happen. If there's a court case going on, you can't just say, yeah, we're going to sell him to this. If we've
so doesn't that tell you though? Doesn't that again? I've said about a week ago. I was like, I don't think Spurs have done nothing wrong. I'm still in that camp, but I'm being objective. Staffy, being objective now. My mind ain't changed. Objectiveness. You kind of done your own argument a little bit here, Henry, my boy. You've basically gone, we ain't done nothing wrong, but they're still whoring him out and trying to sell him to other clubs. So if they're trying to sell him to other clubs, why are they accusing you of breaking rules? Clearly, that would suggest, based on your own breakdown, that you guys knew what the release clause was when they were trying to get more money. Yours is conspicuously a lower offer that other people were maybe willing to pay. That has raised suspicion. Surely.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be on the club. That should be with Nottingham Forest and Gibbs White's agent.
No, did you take it? Not if you've taken the information.
Well, but is there evidence of that?
Well, that's what they're
The fact you knew his release clause down to the exact value and no one else did.
Alleged, right? The whole alleged argument. So I'm going to back Tottenham. I don't think we've done anything wrong. I think their owner is a very, very, very salty man. We saw what he did last year when he ran on the pitch.
So now you're questioning a man's character because he doesn't want someone to illegally take his
player off. He was right to run on the pitch. Hang on. He was right, though. He was, Tom. He was right to run on the pitch last year. What he complained about is they shouldn't have allowed, what's the name of the striker? His name's eluding me.
I mean,
they left him on the pitch. He ended up in a coma. He was right to say he shouldn't have been on the pitch still. Like, let's have it right. He wasn't wrong for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but
what else did they do that was right? Hang on, what else did they do that was wrong? They were one of the only clubs who stood up against VAR that we all moan about every week. Yet we're suddenly making him out to be this horrible man.
They also did kind of say, no, Palace might have done something wrong, guys. Get them out of the fucking Europa League. Come on, you got to do something, guys. And now Palace are out.
Well, hang on, this is true. He didn't run. He definitely didn't run on the pitch.
Palace did something wrong, though, no? They broke a rule, no?
But, like, he's this little rat guy in the corner saying, come on, they've done something. Come, they've done something. Go on.
Putting them out to anyone. I hear you.
So what I'm hearing is that they are after justice in the sport. And when someone tries to go against them and try and unjustly buy their player, they want justice. So what I'm seeing is they're fair and equal. Justice for others, justice for them.
I'm with Tom on this one, mate. I don't normally agree, Tom, but I'm with you there, mate.
It's all very strange, isn't it? It's like those people that talk, you can't break up families. Well, the guy just robbed the bank. He's going to have to go away from his family for a while. Like, we can't, we've got to find him innocent. Why? Because his kids will be all by themselves. It's not nice, right? He's to blame. He shouldn't have robbed the bank.
The whole Crystal Palace Leon dual ownership thing. He owns fucking Nottingham Forest. He owns Olympiacos as well. So he knows exactly what it's like to manage own two football clubs. He's the first one to go,
bro? Why are you deflecting? This ain't nothing to do with your case. This ain't nothing to do with Spurs,
saying about the man. He's a fucking rat. Is what he is.
Whatever you think about him does not take away.
Insulting a man's
wait, hold on. Whatever you think about him is fine, but it doesn't take away the illegal activity going on.
How Spurs is it, by the way?
Hang on a minute. Hang on, Emery. I thought we lived in a world now. Why are you victim blaming here?
Because for once in my fucking life, we actually show a bit of ambition. We get a here we go. No, it's not here we go. It's here we gone. Because it's fucking over.
Yeah, because you cheated.
Well, it's here we go. Here we go to the gulag. Here we go to the gulag.
I'm sure Ben Johnson thought it was okay to take performance-enhancing drugs, but it obviously wasn't, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Level of
cheat?
Yeah, Henry. What level of cheating do you think is acceptable in football?
I don't think cheating is acceptable anyway. But it's alleged, so we haven't done anything yet. That's why there's a court case on. But
there's a chance that you have done something, though, right?
Can I ask?
It's alleged, but the story is in Greece. We randomly guessed this release clause down to the exact value, even though no one had ever released that information before.
Do you guys think that ever in football anything like this has ever happened before?
Hey, stop grouping us in with your situation, bro. We're not involved, Henry. We're not involved, bro.
Imagine this. If I'm in court for robbing a bank, my defense can't be, Your Honor, other people have robbed banks and got away with it before.
Saying, how are we
That's not a defense.
Out here? If we have
you're
something,
getting done for the same thing we got done for.
When your fiance catches you cheating, you can't go, look, it's okay, my mate cheated as well. She ain't going to let you off.
And he's cheated like 3 times, man. There's only one. I mean, you can't do that, bro.
I didn't even finish. Jesus. You know what I mean? It's not a defense. It's not a defense.
You're getting done for the same thing we got done for with Van Dijk. Illegally tapping up a player.
Hang on. You got Van Dijk over the line. We're not.
6 months later, we had to stop. We had to be done it 6 months later, and for 25 million more. So if you want to do a January deal for like 18 million for Morgan Gibbs White, I'm sure they'll accept it. But right
There's
now,
no way we're
you
doing
have you have illegally tapped up a footballer and his agent to get
Alleged.
access to inside information that you shouldn't have had access to, and now you're crying and insulting the man, the victim in this
playing
situation,
victim.
because
He's
I
playing
don't get Morgan Gibbs White because all my cheating doesn't prosper.
It was not. Hang on, it's alleged.
Yeah,
If
but
we come out, the club
you've
cheated,
called this man a
the
rat,
club
and it
come
has
out,
nothing to do with the case.
You know, and
What's the
Romano
point?
puts a statement out saying,
Attacking him.
breaking news, Tottenham tapped Gibbs White up for inside information, then the club deserve all the stick they're getting. And I'll hold my hands up and say, Levy, you're a fucking disgrace. However, at the moment, it's all alleged, and the entire situation is bollocks because their owner's a rat.
And no.
The insulting of a man's character here is horrendous. All he wants is justice in the sport.
Literally,
Justice and
how you
equality.
get insulted for justice?
Bro, just
Crazy,
say,
man.
I just think he's a rat, to be honest with
if
you.
you break
Crazy.
the rules, he's going to call you out on it, but it's his fault for doing that.
Yeah, he's
He's a
really
How
snitch.
dare you?
He's
How
a
dare you
snitch.
catch us for committing
He's a
crimes?
snitch, but he's a proud one. Let him be
He's
proud.
a proud
Let him be a
snitch.
proud snitch.
He's a
Listen,
prat.
man, viewers, hit the like button, please. Make sure you are subscribing. Spurs got caught using insider information. Yeah, man's rolling out here like Gordon Gecko, bruv. Gordon Gecko, that's what you lot are. Release clause means let him go or breaking contract. Not if an NDA was broken. Come on now. We all know this. Tom Little, Chelsea is coming for Liverpool. We will slap your club like we did to PSG and also like we did to you at Stamford Bridge last season.
I guarantee you I won't be rocking up to Stamford Bridge this season drunk and with the midfield of Endo, Elliott, and who was the other one, Curtis Jones. So I think that when I'm playing my first choice 11, I might stand more of a chance of beating you. So surprisingly, I'm not all that worried about Chelsea yet.
It's been counted as well. Henry said the words alleged 15 times.
How many times did you call Paul Marinakis a rat?
Yeah, someone go back and count it for us, please.
Probably 6 or 7 times, I reckon I called him a rat. He is a fucking rat, though, to be fair.
8.
Jimmy here says Xavi plays easily. Chelsea are playing a 3-1-6 right now with a 5 behind the striker and 2 10s. Cucurella, Simons, Palmer, Enzo, Neto played it most of the Club World Cup games, is what Jimmy
We
says.
didn't use that system in every game. We used it in games when we thought we were going to dominate the opposition. But I see your point.
We have a new fact or fiction question, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you please tell me I saved what I did. There we go. I did. So we've got a new fact or fiction question, and the first person I'm going to throw this to is Kunle. Okay, so fact or fiction? Rodrygo will shine brighter at Arsenal, where he could be the main player, the star, compared to Liverpool, where he'd share the limelight with players like Salah. Fiction or football?
Come on, Conley. Let's hear it.
Sorry, this is the set. I'm gonna go football.
Sure.
I'm gonna go football.
Oh, are we going to get any explanation, or is it just live?
Well, look,
yes, I think
for
football.
the sheer fact, he's a massive upgrade to our left side. He's coming in with a big CV, scoring big goals, winning big trophies, and he's coming to a club that in the recent years have not done that. Whereas Liverpool, they've got players that have done that recently. A specific player that's on 400k a week that is leading all the. Like, he's shining bright in every sense in the Premier League. I think he should get the Ballon d'Or, to be honest. But that's for another stream, I'm sure.
Stop trying to smooth talk me.
No, I'm just being honest.
I'm
you
just,
think what? Okay, ask it to
it's 100%
Tom, please,
fiction.
next.
It's 100% fiction because either way Rodrygo goes in, he's not going to be the main goal scoring option at either team. With us, it's Salah. With you, it's the 70-odd million pound striker that you've just bought, who I'm told is the solution to all the problems. So you're not going to buy left wing and have everything go through him. With us, Rodrygo probably ends up being the second option. We'll go to Salah, and if not him, it'll go to Rodrygo. With you, he's your third option because you'll go to Saka, then you'll go to Gyökeres, and then you'll go to Rodrygo. We also have a system that is built to maximise output from wingers. We've got a striker who isn't a well-beaten goal scoring, but is very
I look
good
a
at
bit
linking up.
different with Wirtz rather than Trent, bro. But yeah, carry on though.
All I'm going to have is a striker and a 10 who want to feed the ball to the wings. And then the wingers are running inside and scoring. I've got 2 fullbacks then who can bomb up high and provide cutbacks. Our system is going to be set up next year for wingers to get goals and wingers to get output. I can't say that for the Arsenal system, especially if you've got Lewis Skelly playing left back, because Rodrygo is then going to be stuck out on the left wing and getting chalk on his boots.
Our system has always been designed to share goals around the front three. So I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, but the thing is that the question was will he shine brighter? And my thing with it is that at Arsenal, there's no way he can outshine the guy on the right, because you might speak about the guy on the right like he's the guy on the right for Liverpool, and he ain't even done much. So unless this guy comes in, you basically Arsenal fans have to not give up, but they have to kind of move Saka to the side and then make Rodrygo the number 1 guy. And I don't think they're willing to do that.
But he's asking me, not the fans, innit? He's asking me. We're talking about me, Saka, be packing yourself to that side. You don't get no Champions Leagues and league titles, does he? Or am I mistaken here? Saka don't have any of those trophies.
No.
So you just throw Starboy to the side like that? After dragging you to this position, you just throw Starboy to the side?
Tom, not like that. For a proven winger who's won the Champions League and won more trophies than Xhaka's won, yes, I am putting him to the side. Until Saka does that, he has every right to be put to the side for a player of that caliber. If it was another player that's on the same level in terms of what they've achieved in football as Saka, then we're having a different conversation. But Saka's not had those same big moments as Rodrygo.
All I'm saying is Kunle's ungrateful to Bukayo Saka for getting him out the doldrums of 8th place and dragging his team to title challenges and UCL semi-finals, and you throw him away at the first opportunity.
Oh, so now what Saka's done is a big deal now. When we were talking about it last season, there was nothing. He didn't. He's not done anything yet. But now it's with Rodrygo. Now he's done something. I hear it.
No, I just think you got to have an element of loyalty to your players. I mean, look, I still stand by what I said. If Rodrygo came to Liverpool, at the end of the day, we bought a striker in Hugo Ekitike who we can't be looking at as the goal scorer in the team. He's not this goal scorer. His main attribute is his link up and his hold up and how he brings others into the game. That, to me, insists that our wingers have to get the goals. And Ekitike and Wirtz will basically just be facilitators for those guys. We've shown in the past with multiple different options that we can get good output out of wingers. We got 20 goals out of Luis Diaz last season. We are fleecing someone of 80 million because of Luis Diaz last season. And you think if I put a much better finisher in Rodrygo into that team, I won't be talking about 25. 100% if you put Rodrygo in Liverpool, a system that's designed for wide players to thrive, he's better.
But if you're telling me putting Rodrygo in the same positions as Trossard and Martinelli were getting in last season, then we wouldn't do better.
But he's not going to. But he's not going to be getting into those same. He's not going to be getting into those same positions though, is he? Because the striker's different. Your striker's not playing the same way Havertz was.
But we still have Havertz, right?
So what? Victor Gyökeres is going to sit on the bench for Rodrygo.
He's going to play. Everyone's going to play. Gonna have a fluid. Everyone's going to play.
If Gyökeres don't play, somebody's got to eat a 1 chip, and it's not me. Just saying. Somebody's
You're not spending 70. What is it? 70
I'm
million
not saying
on Gyökeres?
I never said he's going to sit on the bench. I just said Havertz is going to play. Don't twist my words, Tom. He's going to play.
I just think Gyökeres is going to be starting the majority of the games next season because you spent a lot of money on him.
No,
if he's starting a lot of games, and I'm speaking from my team doing it, well, fucking Nunes for some reason, all of a sudden you realise your wingers who can win golden boots and go on and score 30 goals, get relegated to give the ball to the striker, create as many chances that striker as possible. So if you've got Gyökeres in there, I just don't think the same volume of chances will be created for Rodrygo as they would be in my team, where we've got.
I think Tom's right here. I think he'll do well at either club, but I think the fact that you've got Gyökeres and Saka, who will both probably get 20 plus GA comfortably in the league, whereas Liverpool in that front three, Ekitike will probably get, I'd imagine, 12, 13, 14 league goals. But he'll have a big part.
What's happening here? What are these numbers that you're throwing out here, Henry, are crazy.
I don't think Ekitike walks in and scores 20 league goals for Liverpool. No way. But Gyökeres, I think, in an Arsenal shirt does, because he's got a proven track record of scoring obscene amounts of goals, and you create a lot of chances. Rodrygo in an Arsenal shirt for me, his main role will be creating chances for Gyökeres.
What Tom's trying to do?
Shirt, it will be converting chances.
What Tom's trying to twist what Terry actually asked. Like when he's focusing specifically on goals, period. Right.
Well, that's typically how a player shines.
Hold on. Well, that's not the only way, is it? 3 goals. The only where a player shines is goals. Is that what you're saying?
For an attack,
is it the only way? Yes or no? I don't want to hear any extra ad libs.
No,
is it the only way? Yes or no?
Tell me how Rodrygo will shine more.
I'll answer yours after you answer mine.
What is it? The only way a player can shine? No,
the only way you can shine is scoring goals. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so that's all I need.
So how?
Taking on players, creating space, creating chances for other people. Like, is that not shining?
So Rodrygo could get like 10 more goals at Liverpool, but do you know what? He didn't beat his man outside and cut it back enough.
Okay, so
he shone more at Arsenal because he was able to beat a man and cut it back.
He's not going to get 10 more goals at Liverpool, though.
How many goals do you think Rodrygo could get at Arsenal next year, realistically?
I think Premier League goals, I see him getting 18.
How many goals do you think you're scoring next year?
If you want to keep asking more and more questions, you can. But I answered your question. 18. How many is he scoring at Liverpool?
Probably 20, 21.
Hey, whoa.
I think it's 21.
No.
Tom's excited.
I think he could do.
Luis
No,
Diaz.
I think he could do. I think he could do. Because my system is going to be built around my wingers scoring the goals. I just don't see how a winger at Arsenal gets more than 12 next year when you've got Gyökeres up front. Because everything's going to be funneled to him. Everything has to be funneled to him. Otherwise, you spent 70 million quid on a striker, they're not using properly.
Sure, mate. Sure. You've been with Arteta, right?
No, thankfully, no.
You've been through the team talks and stuff. Like I don't know exactly what we're gonna do with your.
I mean, I'm just going off the fact that
speculating, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm speculating on what I know about the player, and the player of Gyökeres is someone who needs chances created for him.
But even Havertz, Marino, Jesus, have they had?
Hold on.
But have they had chances created for them?
Yes.
Okay, so therefore he's going to have chances, regardless of what he does. He's going to have chances.
He's not going to play the same way as Havertz.
I didn't say he would, but is he going to get chances?
They're not going to be the same type of chances, then, are they?
But chances are the most important thing, right?
Yes.
If he gets the same amount of chances as our strikers we're getting this season, he scores more than them.
Yeah, if they're the right type of chances, yes.
I'm glad you admitted that, at least.
I mean, I'm just finding it quite funny that you're sitting there suggesting that Rodrygo being the third option at Arsenal means he'll shine more because he's able to beat the man.
I don't believe he's going to be the third option. It's you saying that.
So you seriously think you seriously think Rodrygo is going to usurp Starboy Bukayo Saka and big money superstar striker Victor Gyökeres?
What I think, Rodrygo coming to Arsenal creates options. Those teams that used to double team Saka are not going to have the opportunity to do that. And if they do, Rodrygo is going to be free in space, so he's going to be able to do more. If you don't think that's happening, that's up to you. But I see those type of things happening because every game I see Martinelli left on his own because nobody cares what he's got that one trick that everyone's figured out. They can't do that with Rodrygo. So they're either going to have to double up on Rodrygo where Saka gets more the ball or allow more space for both of them. So I see him doing very, very well at Arsenal on that left-hand side, and he drastically improves our left-hand side.
He would do well.
We've had on the left-hand side, we've had Martinelli score 17. I believe Rodrygo can do the same and more.
And when did Martinelli score 17 this season?
Not this season, but he's done it in the Premier League.
When did he do that? Are you on about when he had Xhaka?
Like, what does that have to do with anything, bro? Has he done it, yes or no?
You don't have Xhaka now?
Has he done it, yes or no?
You don't have Trent anymore. He used to get all your assists.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, he did.
He's Martinelli's highest scoring season.
We might not score some corners. We might not score some corners now. Whoop-de-doo. Trent never really got the assist for Shallow, though. But my point is this. You're going on about Xhaka when Xhaka was there. I swear, since Xhaka left, Martinelli hasn't got anywhere close to those numbers since. Because the system sort of struggled on that left-hand side.
Have we done some things to potentially change that this summer, do you think?
With what?
I'm asking.
With what? Sorry, Henry.
Zubamendi.
Is that not a different option?
Yeah,
Does he not change? Does Zubimendi not change the look of our midfield over the last 2 years?
Yeah, he plays better passes.
Okay, so your argument is Martinelli.
It's gonna mean
Tom, let me
Declan
take
Rice
you
in the
back to your
same
argument.
position.
You said Martinelli scored 17 goals in the Premier League. Which player was there is irrelevant. Was it on the left-hand side?
15
Yes or
league
no?
goals.
Sorry, 15 league goals. Was on the left-hand side, was it playing for Arsenal? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so therefore a left winger in that position can score that amount of goals, right? Especially one that's twice as good as Martinelli, no? I don't
That
know why
was in
that's
a
so funny
different
to you.
system with different players around him.
So is it possible, yes or no?
Yes, if Mikel Arteta returned back to the football you played in 22-23, Rodrygo could do that.
Okay. So me and you don't know whether he's going to do that or not, right?
I'm gonna have to go on logic then and think I don't think Mikel Arteta's all of a sudden going to turn a corner and go right. Let's go back to the same style of football we played 3 years ago. If he does, I hold my hands up and go, I'm wrong. But I just don't see it happening.
Well, we looked the most attacking threat of those 3 years ago than even the last 2 years.
You did so why has he just regressed every year since?
Well, maybe he's revised his tactics and come back to his senses. You never know. We don't know. Time will tell, right? But the way you're making it sound is like everything I'm saying is impossible and everything you're saying is possible, and that's ridiculous, Tom.
No,
That's actually ridiculous.
Your way could happen. I just don't see all the changes happening for that to happen.
But you're saying
it's just a drop and play.
The only way Rodrygo can score more than 15 goals is if we have Granit Xhaka or play the same way as we did with that's the most ridiculous statement I've heard on this show.
I never said that. You said you brought this up because you said there was a left winger who'd done it at Arsenal before.
Mm-hmm.
In Martinelli.
And you said the only reason he done it was because of Xhaka. Yes or no?
Yeah. But that's not me saying that's not the only way to do it. But I just don't.
Okay, so why did you even bring that up then?
Because you brought it up. You're the one who mentioned Martinelli getting 15 goals.
No, but why did you bring up that it was because of Xhaka?
Because he hasn't
done it
since,
irrelevant.
So
that comment is irrelevant. The fact that it's been done is the most relevant.
Right, so I'm trying to explain it then. Martinelli got 15 goals that year and hasn't done it since. What has changed since then? Well, the guy that played behind him is different. It's went from Xhaka to Rice or Marino or Havertz or whoever it's been who's been in that rotating position. So maybe that's a contributing factor too.
Maybe it's because teams have figured him out. Maybe that's a contribution as well, right?
Maybe.
As long as there's still those sort of maybes, then we're good, bro.
But it's not beating my overarching point of I don't feel that Rodrygo in that Arsenal team gets more chances created for him than he does in the Liverpool team.
Of course it doesn't beat your point because it's your point and you believe it's right. So in the sense of things, it does beat your point.
Viewers, give us your views, give us your opinions on that. We're going to go to some super chats here. Tevin says that 91 goals in the 23-24 season. That was one season ago. In fairness, I think in 2 of the last three seasons, Arsenal have broken their Premier League goal scoring record for the amount of goals scored, which is fair. Tom, we've got Delap and João Pedro, who are better players for less money than TAKE.
That's fantastic. That's one position which you believe you're better than me in. Let's not do the old team.
Wait, do you agree with that statement?
Do you think that they're better than TAKE?
No, we know where I stand on João Pedro. I don't think the lap's ready.
2 goals in the final. A goal in the final and 2 in the semi.
Just a club world champions for the next 1,400
against the best team in Europe.
He did. He had a decent game.
João Pedro is a weird one.
He's got the same amount of goals against PSG this season as Harvey Elliott, so well done to him.
He's going to get 20 GA next season, João Pedro.
Do you know what? João Pedro, I give it. I've never seen him look this good as a striker.
Couldn't they? I'm the same.
So I'm not getting carried away yet.
I'm like, because it's my own player, I'm trying not to get overgassed. But those 3 games he's given me, the
accuracy of his shooting as well. We've never seen him like that. He's always shying it. I don't know what's going on. So I'm not saying R9. That's stupid. I'm not saying R9. But this guy might be serious.
I'm not saying R9, but serious.
Because people have been saying R9. Like he's moving like R9. I'm like, guys, we need to chill.
Yeah. Don't be saying that. Yeah.
Let's not do that.
This here from Peter says signing Rodrygo would feel similar to when we signed Sanchez, but then again, he eventually started to play games on his own because everyone else was not on his level. we have a better team now. That's very true. Henry, oh, hang on. Henry, is this your burner? Henry is one of the humble and realistic Tottenham fans, and Tom Little is the most delusional Liverpool fan on the terrace.
I've gathered your line here, Akil. I don't say a lot of nice things about Chelsea. Henry does. So you're going, I like him. He says all the nice things about Chelsea, but fuck him because he doesn't.
Big up Akil Muralid. David, I need help there, mate.
Why are you pretending it's
I feel
not
like
your
you've never
burner
seen
account,
that name
mate?
before.
Trying it.
David, please help me there, mate.
I just saw you throw your phone down before Terry put the
You should
super
have
chat
just
out. What's
stuck with
going on?
Akil.
Big up Akil, yeah. Big up to you, mate. Plattenberg's just said that further talks are taking place with Chelsea and Xavi Simons.
Yeah, it's going to accelerate quickly. Fabrizio said that earlier. Some kid in Ekati time, okay, you didn't rate or know about the other week, is now better than Tom.
Guess what, Jimmy? I didn't rate any of the three options that I was just asked about. I didn't rate the laugh. I didn't rate Joao Pedro. I didn't rate Ekatike. So it's not like you got me because I actually rated. No, I haven't rated any of them. I think the only guy I got close to rating was the laugh. So it's like, it's not really a situation where I can go, I've stood by one guy the whole time. I don't know.
Yeah. Henry's back here when he's burner. He says, how dare some delusional Liverpool fans compare Wirtz, who's played in a Farmers League, to Cole Palmer, who had nearly above 70 GA in 97 matches in playing in the best league in the world.
Cole Palmer's just different gravy.
Hey, let Tom speak for himself. There we go.
I mean, yeah, sure. I don't know Cole Palmer stats, so he might have above 70 GA in 97 matches in the best league in the world. I didn't realize we played 97 matches in 2 years in the Premier League only, but fair enough. And I wonder what Florian Wirtz has done in that time. When invincible, won a double, and being the Bundesliga best player 2 years in a row. So, he might not have the 70 GA in 97 matches, but, he's got a pretty reputable CV to go alongside it. And I think he's got I don't know exactly. I think he got like 67 GA or something in that time. So it's not bad. But yeah, I give you Cole Palmer because he's got 70 GA in 97 matches. I don't know how many of them are in the Premier League.
And he's a world champion. Don't forget that.
Fuck me.
And he's a champion of Europe.
He's a champion.
And he's a champion.
Look what you've caused.
No, we're
Conference
not doing
League,
that.
mate.
We're not doing that.
We're
not doing
He's
that.
the ultimate big game player.
The Conference League winner doesn't even play in the Super Cup. And I don't even rate the Super Cup, but if you can't even qualify for the
scored
Super
in that
Cup.
final as well. He scored in. I think he's contributed in every final he's played in.
I think he has actually.
Charity Shield, Super Cup, Euro final, Conference League, Club. Yeah, every final he's played in.
What about the League Cup final last year? Did he not play in that?
He did.
Oh,
And he lost. He lost that. No, he played.
Yeah, he played.
Oh, so 5 out of 6 isn't bad though.
I'm just making sure your stats are
Who do you think's better, Henry? Who right now? Who would you pick to come over Tottenham, Wirtz or Cole Palmer?
Palmer. Yeah, without a doubt. I think Cole Palmer can play. I think Wirtz is going to be his best in the 10. And I think Liverpool, how they're going to fit him in is going to be interesting to see. But Palmer could slot in on that right-hand side for Spurs in a heartbeat and would be unbelievable for us. I think he's the best.
He'd be unbelievable at left back for you lot, though. So.
Huh?
Probably be unbelievable at left back for you lot as well.
Yeah, he can play centre back, dribble out from the back.
The bar's not very high to be unbelievable at Tottenham, to be honest, Henry.
You're talking the Champions of Europe over here, mate. We actually achieved something last season.
You're about as much the champions of Europe as Leeds are the champions of England. Come on.
We're now in the champions. We're in the same competition as you next season.
Yeah, that's true. We're all in the Prem. That's right. That's right. This is if you look at the stats, Martinelli has the same amount of shots and XG as last season as his 15 goal season. He's just dropped off Rodrygo, clear upgrade. There we go. So there are some facts.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Rodrygo's an upgrade on Martinelli. Whoa. Boy, you pushed the boat out. Crazy.
Hey,
I didn't realize that,
I think the biggest shock is that Martinelli got 15 goals in one season.
That is the shock.
Let that happen. Wrap it up. The league should be wrap it up. That's terrible.
No, but nobody knew his one trick then. But once they figured out that one trick,
that's terrible.
Right.
To be fair, we did miss the whole thing in our nice little debate there. What about Noni? Nani seems to be like a guy who's murmured to be a start on the left. Maybe
Tom.
maybe teams haven't figured out Madueke's one trick yet, and they want to stick with
Nani
that.
Madueke left wing is dangerous, Kunle. It's
Can I
dangerous.
For which
But it's
team?
dangerous.
After having
team.
taken some time out and watching Noni's game, actually, do you know what?
Go on.
I can't even do it. I can't even do
bring
it.
himself.
I
Can't even bring himself.
can't even do it, bro.
Right, can I ask you something? If your transfer window was to finish and you only were to add Victor Gyökeres, no Eze, no
No, we're cooked.
no Rodrygo. I was going to say, are you concerned about next season?
Yeah, 100%. I'm concerned with next season, even if we get Eze. How about that?
Well, so if you see all these players, Gyökeres and Eze,
Nani Madueke has rattled that man that much that if he gets all the targets he wants, he's still not happy.
has broken me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Until I see the scenario where it looks like Nani is the backup for both wings, I'm still nervous, bro. Until I see that signing, that makes me okay, Nani's gonna be backup for both sides. Oh, cool. Then I'll calm. Until then, I'm on edge.
The amount of money I would pay to be the fly on the wall when the Arsenal lineup drops for the first game of the season and it's Nani starting left wing.
But he's the best one-on-one winger in the Premier League, couldn't they? You've been told that.
Yeah,
you were told that all of last year and you laughed. But
It's
now
Ed.
you have to believe it.
Yeah, I believe, man. It's not NM14, it's NM20. Get it right. It's nothing to do with number 14,
I'm
guys.
saying, like, again, England international. You know, he's played at PSV, played at Chelsea, Spurs Academy. This guy's he's got a resume. He has got a resume.
Do you think Chelsea?
Conference League champion.
Do you think they can catch you?
I've learned some lessons this last few weeks. First of all, don't troll a player too much. Number one, and if the press say you're linked with a Chelsea player, just accept it. until it's not the case. As soon because I've said no Jorginho, no Havertz, no Madueke. What has happened to all three of those people? So do you know what? I wish Madueke the best. As a backup to both wings, it's not the worst signing, but if he's gonna be a starter, that's when I start to get the shivers.
Is he better than Trossard and Martinelli for you?
The fact that my answer is I don't know is my issue. Do you get me? That's my issue. Like that answer needs to be no, he's not. Oh yes, he is. Like it needs to be like concrete. Yes, he is. Like if we're gonna go to that next level,
he does seem very happy to be joining though. So surely that excitement to be an Arsenal player should be like rubbing off on you and go, well, I'm excited to see him play.
Let me try this objective thing. Okay, yeah. So objectively, if he comes to Arsenal, obviously in the Chelsea changing room, he was allowed to be a leader, a figure, control the music, drill music in the change room, all that stuff. He's not going to have that same control at Arsenal. He's got the likes of Odegaard and Rice, who are going to be more his rolled up models, people to look up to, Gabriel as well. So maybe channeling that to the raw talent he has already. Can't even finish. I don't.
He cannot even bring himself to praise the signing in any way.
I'm trying.
This is like these when you watch like a reality TV show, it's like just say one nice person about one nice thing about that person, and they're just there like, I think that that person is. This is.
He's breaking me, bro.
I've got another question for you guys. Okay, with a few tweets, a few super chats here saying check Duncan Castle's tweet about Gyökeres, and we're going to get into that detail now. But I have a question because obviously you've all seen the story today in relation to this, and we're going to go through it now. But my fictional football question, I'm going to throw this to David to start with. It's fictional football. Arsenal's hesitation or slow approach to finalising the Gyökeres deal will cost them crucial momentum at the start of the season.
Football. That's facts. That's big facts. Because who's to say that Arteta don't start the season with Havertz up front? Because let's not forget he's from the Pep Academy and he does a lot of Pep things. And we all know that Pep, that season one, he's doing up rotation roulette like all the time. I think if Gyökeres was in the building today, he's got more time to learn the system, embed himself, And particularly because of my opinion of Gyökeres, where I think they're going to have to change the system to suit what he's going to need. I think you need as much time as possible. If you sign a new striker who's meant to propel you to win the league, but he only starts in game week 8, game week 9. You've lost 8 games of him. Like you can't get those games back. And if you've drawn here, you've lost there, this, that, and the other, you might already be 5-6 points behind Liverpool. You might be, and that's a hard gap to catch up. You might be.
Got a tough start as well.
You could be 5 points behind Liverpool, 6 behind City. You could even be 2 behind Chelsea, for you know. Shao Pedro doing bits, Cole Palmer. It could happen. It could. And you've drawn a game against Burnley 1-1 because they scored a goal in the first 10 minutes and you kept hitting the post. And Havertz is like, oh, sorry, my bad. I'll do better next time. That could have been Gyökeres. It could have been. I honestly,
it depends how late. If he's signed to the point where I don't even know, man. Oh, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm stressed, bro. I just want peace. No more problems. I beg. Look, I don't think this is gonna drag on longer than another week. And if he's there and he's in the mix of the team at least 2 weeks before the season starts, I'm all right. I think we'll be all right. And I don't think there's a scenario that he starts the first game. I think he comes on like 70th minute against United and scores the winner, to be fair. All of that.
What are you saying, Tom? Do you think this is there's a number of Arsenal fans that do think, we've seen the breakdown today, actually. We go through what Duncan Castles has said. He said that Arsenal have offered 63.5 million plus 10 million add-ons. He says that Sporting want 2.5 million for the first 20, 40, 60 games, so 7.5 million, and another 2.5 million if and when Arsenal qualify back for the Champions League. Arsenal are pushing back against that. They don't want that bonus structure, and they want to pay a fixed fee, and they want to then pay in 4 installments. Sporting then want an extra £1.2 million to just pay the fee set in installments. So they're kind of deliberating over what constitutes the bonuses as a 1.2 million euro extra fee if they extend it over 4 years rather than doing it over a shorter period. What do you make of this, Tom? Is this right by Arsenal at this stage, 21st of July as we stand right now? Or should this be something they just get done, pay the extra 2-3 million, get him on their pre-season tour and for the start of the season? Or can it go on another week or so and not really have any major impact?
I mean, Conley might know the information after. When do you fly out to? Because I know all clubs fly out to a pre-season tour. They flew out yesterday. So we're already at the big point where, like, he should have been with the squad. He should have been integrating.
Tom, they play AC Milan on Wednesday.
Right, okay. So I was told Arsenal's master plan with Berta, the brilliant guys, that he negotiates 2 deals at the same time. And then when they're ready and complete, he just picks the one he wants. He's picked the one he wants, and the deal's not ready. And it just seems to be dragging on now. So that first 3 weeks of the window where he was negotiating for Sesko and for Gyökeres, it seems like it was just a waste of time at this point because he didn't even get the deal done in that time. So I know Sporting and Nobs with the way they're doing it because apparently they went back on their word about 3 times. But at some point, you just have to bite the bullet and go, we need him in. Because, yes, you've got Kai Havertz who's played there before. But isn't Kai Havertz coming off the back of like a 4-month injury where he ripped his hamstring off its bone or something? So he's not going to be 100%.
He's been banging gym, bro. He's all right. He's been banging out gym, bro.
So you've got one guy who hasn't played football since about February, and we don't know how his hamstring's going to hold up. Your other striker still has no name. I don't think he'll be fit till about January-ish. Marino, as it stands, is probably, still an option up front, which shouldn't be the case. I don't see why you've not at some point just sort of bit the bullet and went, let's just get him in. We'll take the L. We'll take the bit of a crap bonus structure because you know what? If he comes in and he bangs the way we think we do, he'll earn us that money back and more in the first season. Rather than negotiating over, we'll do it in the 4 installments, and then I don't like the bonus of 20, 40, 60, so we'll do it like that. That should have either been hashed out early on in the window instead of this whole will-he, won't-he party with Sesko. And now you're left in a position where you're going to have to just bite the bullet sooner rather than later and go, look, get him in, get him through as much of this pre-season tour as possible, get him settled into the system. And then we'll just have to get over the little kinks in the season as it gets going. which we couldn't iron out because we didn't get him in early enough. I think there's a real chance that does hurt Arsenal's momentum at the start of the season, especially since the start is so difficult. I mean, don't you play like it's United first game? I think you've got Newcastle in that first 6 games, us in that first 6 games, City in the first 6 games. Like that's United's not a tough game, but it's a bit of an annoying one. You got 3 really tough games there, and Man United in your first 6. So you'd ideally want your striker settled in his position that time. So I think there's a real chance that momentum does take a hit. And if other teams start the season quick, Arsenal, as David said, could be looking 4 or 5 points adrift. And at that point, that early on the season's a bit of a fuck. Are we doing this again? Are we? And I just wonder how many times that mentality can bounce back for Arsenal.
I'm looking at Arsenal's fixtures. If you don't start this season proper, you're in trouble.
I haven't seen them yet.
So you understand the issues to the question you asked.
Man United, Liverpool, Forest, City, Newcastle. You're if things don't go well, you're chilling with Man United. You're chilling.
Hey, calm down. Chilling with Man U.
You could be there with a really strong resurgent Everton if you're not careful. You could be.
Because Everton, new stadium Everton as well.
This is what I'm saying. Everton. New bounce Everton.
So what you're telling me, the team that finished second because they didn't have a player that they didn't have last season, they're going to struggle. What are you saying?
You're saying that.
You lot are just saying it. You lot are saying. I'm asking. You lot are saying it.
Do you know?
You just said if we don't get Gyökeres till like 2-3 games in, you painted the whole scenario, David. I'm asking you, is that what you're saying? The second best team in the league is gonna be a Man United if we don't sign Gyökeres in the next few weeks.
From your reaction every time I mention NM20, your head does this and you're doing this. You're stressed yourself. You are stressed about your own season.
I've not ever denied that.
I'm just looking from an outside in perspective. I'm just saying that if you start slowly and you're still having the same issues where you can't score goals, it's 1-1, 1-0, 0-0. Before it could happen. It could. I'm not saying I don't think again.
He's beating his man down the left and then putting the cross behind the goal.
I don't think it is gonna happen.
The same way that if you have a Club World Cup hangover, it could detriment your season as well. There's lots of ifs and buts that can happen. There's lots of ifs and buts.
I've already said I don't think. Me personally, my definition, the challenge is going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough because I think we're going to drop off towards the end of the season. I'm aware of what can happen in the worst case scenario for my club. I'm talking about your club because every time I mention NM20, what are we doing? You flew out yesterday. Gyökeres not on the plane. He's not on the. I've seen fans putting him in cars. You can't take a car to Singapore. Can't do that. It's struggling.
I hear you, but the reality is he's coming to the club. There's no doubt about that.
No, because the other problem though is this: he's not had a preseason at Sporting. He's not been going there. So if this drags on and we're getting to August by the time the deal's done, he's going to have to fast track a preseason. In half the time, he won't be 100% sharp and ready and fit at the start of the season. So those first couple of games of the season,
João Pedro did okay off the beat, man, so it'll be all right, man.
Yeah, but that's João. That's João.
Oh, there we go.
That's João.
Gyökeres could be fine, but I'm just saying that has to be something that's considered as well. If he's not 100% sharp, and because I think you agree as well, Gyökeres will play differently to have it, so the systems have to adapt a little bit to how he's going to play. If you're trying to fast track that inside 2 weeks before the season starts, and then you're trying to iron out the kinks in game week 1, game week 2, game week 3. I think that's something that worry Arsenal fans a little bit because it's not your season won't be done inside the first 6 games. That's a bit of a laugh and joke. Sure. It's the type of games that they are. It's the momentum you can build from them because if you beat a Liverpool or you beat a City in the first 6, you're going fucking hella serious now. The signings are here. We're gonna smash it.
But do you know what? Based on something that David spoke about earlier as well, is like knowing my manager, I don't think there's, regardless of if we sign him tomorrow or in 2 weeks' time, there's no scenario that he starts at Man United. I don't think. I don't think there's a scenario he starts that game. I think he definitely contributes to maybe 30 minutes impact sub. I don't think he starts any of the first 2, maybe 3 games. I think from like the 3rd, 4th game, we'll start seeing him starts more games regardless. So I hear what you lot are saying, but I just don't. He's not coming into a team that has loads of things to fix, like for example, at Manchester United. So there could be still a lot of harmony that he comes into the team, coming in off the bench for a few games, adapting to things. It's not as crazy as you lot are making it sound. Yes, if we don't hit the ground running in our first 6 games, questions are going to be asked to how long it took to get the transfer done. But I don't think we're there yet. We're not there yet. We're not in panic
At least
stations
Nani
yet,
will be
but-
sharp. At least Nani will be fully match fit and ready and able to go.
Like, hey guys. Anyway, no.
I'm just trying to back your new signing. I think it's
Yeah,
an
big up
exciting
NM20 all the way.
Let's do some super chats here. This is from Sage Wayne, who says, "Oh, this is jarring because Gyökeres wasn't on the plane yesterday. It's a problem at the start of the season. I guess all planes stop flying. Nonsense," is what he says here.
Tell them.
Remember Kunle's delusion that Saka has to do far more than Palmer for the same praise due to politics. Salty fans really couldn't accept his greatness.
I still stand by it, but big up Palmer. Though.
Also, I do have to say this as well. Speaking of fads not accepting greatness, Henry, is Thomas Frank still better than my manager? Just yes or no?
I knew I was waiting for that. It only took you an hour and 26 minutes.
Answer then.
He already has. He
No.
already has.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That was the least certain no I've ever heard in my life.
No, that's just a man who knows he was chatting out his backside, and
No,
and
to be fair,
got caught up. It caught up to him quickly.
The source got better of him, yeah.
to be fair, he has had a very, very good first season at Chelsea, and it's based on what he's won against who he's won it against. Frank hasn't really done anything yet, has he, in terms of silverware? So I can't really. But there is next season, and Frank's come into a winning team. So
I don't think you're going to be changing that decision next season, bro.
no, you're probably right.
But yeah, there's no buts here. There is a pattern in the transfer window for Arsenal. Attackers are basically dribblers, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't look at Eze and go, he's just a dribbler. I think he's got far more to him. They haven't signed him yet, as an example. Gyökeres is more than a dribbler.
Do you think Eze could stay at Palace?
I mean, there's always a chance, but I think it will happen. I think he'll go. I think he'll go. Where? I mean, not Tottenham. He won't go to Tottenham, but
Just immediately shut us down.
it's funny, really, because
I wouldn't be too. You know,
we'll see how the summer ends. We'll see how the summer ends. But I think this summer so far has taught us that getting Champions League football isn't the be all and end all, because Newcastle are struggling. I mean, it looks like they're not even going to get James Trafford now. Like, I'm at a point
They're
where
a big
it's like,
club, they tell us now.
damn, Spurs. I know you did get Gibbs White, but you did it allegedly fraudulently.
Kudus, though, to be fair, that was a good signing.
You got Kudus is good, but that was after being rejected for other players first.
He did look
So-
good again. I know it's Reading. I know it's only Reading, so I'm not going to get too hyped. But he did look fucking good.
Oh no, he's excellent. He's an excellent signing for you. He really is. He really is. Tom, your own manager Slot is already scared of playing against Maresca. He himself said he had tough times playing against Maresca.
Yeah,
Scared.
and
Scared.
if I remember rightly, that game that was in October when we played Chelsea at Anfield, and I can't quite remember the score of that game, but I think we won the game anyway. So I don't really care if he's scared if he's winning games. So, at the end of the day, my manager's better, my team's better. I've got no reason to be scared yet.
Matt Laws just posted saying Simmons is keen on Chelsea. That's going to happen probably. I reckon there'll be a here we go before Wednesday for that.
Is Simmons ever not keen? Like, have you not seen his history, bro?
Yeah.
Like, he's always
Didn't he, like-
going-
He's tried to like sell himself for 3 months.
literally, he's keen about everywhere.
He's been linked with like every single club.
Romano's just tweeted saying Xavi Simmons has opened the door to Chelsea move after direct contact with his camp. Here we go by Wednesday, I think, on that.
Mm.
And do you know what's weird as well? No one's. I know, obviously, which a lot of us try to, say it as it is, but no one's really talking about the amount of money Chelsea have spent recently because of the amount of money they're generating from sales. Vega played 6 games for Chelsea last season, and they're going to get 40 million euros from him.
They're not a big club. They're not in the spotlight.
Though, listen, there was things to criticize Chelsea for in the last 3 or 4 years. There were. But this whole thing of, they've spent $1 billion, they've got 50-odd players. One thing I kept on pushing back against is a good third, if not more, of the players they bought, they did it purely to flip them in the future. They did not buy most of those players to make them first teamers. They picked up a player here for 15 million, a player there for 20 million. They just did what Brighton did, but on another level. Buy, loan them out, and then sell them all. And it's starting to pay dividends now, quite literally. Players coming in for 20-odd millions, being sold for 40s, profit here. And you start adding that up over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. That 600-700 million they spent on, I would call players to flip. They're going to end up making 900 to $1 billion plus on the sale of those players, which then means they can go back out again and buy even more. And if they maintain themselves in the Champions League, look, Chelsea had these 2 big financial black holes when Roman left. £30 million a year he used to pay him, and something that had nothing to do with Roman, but FIFA changed its laws on loan players. So Chelsea were generating 20 to 30 million pound a year in loan fees, but there was suddenly a limitation on how many players could be loaned out. So there was a 60 million pound black hole, give or take, in their budgets in anyway. Clearlake have found a way to circumvent that. It was risky, but it was essentially buy lots of fucking players ahead of time that you're not going to use, but sell them at a profit 2 to 3 years down the line. And it is all now starting to come.
But Terry, I hear what you're saying there, but that doesn't take away that they had the money to spend a lot of money to do that. And that's still a lot of power that they've been flexing around the league.
No, that's true. Yeah.
You know
They had the ability to do it, but they went top heavy. Essentially, where it could have gone wrong is if they didn't have if the loopholes went against them, those first 3 years where they weren't in the Champions League, if they hadn't got back into the Champions League, weren't in the Club World Cup, and didn't have the loopholes, it'd be a very different conversation about Chelsea, because they'd be running out of money, or they'd be getting fined and points deductions. But at the end of the day, they knew what they were doing, and we have these conversations a lot as fans. We'll have opinions in the moment. That's good, that's bad. The amount of times though we say things like that, and then you rewind, you fast forward 2 or 3 years, and you think, oh shit, they did actually know what they were doing. They did have a plan. They knew what they were doing. Kind of last summer, most Liverpool fans were like, what the fuck are we doing not buying no one? Turns out you knew exactly what you were doing. Assessing the squad, you knew how good it was. You knew the reason you fell off was Klopp running out of energy, not that your players were bad. The problem is fans didn't see it that way. So as much as we were entitled to opinions, I always think we should be open-minded to being wrong, because there's a few examples here where we were. Guys that struggle to grow moustache equal aggressive. Is that aimed at Tom? Has Tom got a moustache there? Can we see?
Oh.
Yeah, nice. Chelsea and Liverpool fans will detest each other in the next few. They already do detest each other.
Literally.
This is something I've only noticed recently. Do people not know that Liverpool and Chelsea have had like a rivalry going back near on 20 years, since like the Benitez and Mourinho days? People just think it's only now because of fucking Caicedo and Lavia. No,
it goes back to the 80s. Researcher, I'm not going to bring up the reasons why, but it does. Had the money and willing to take the risk. That's absolutely right. Rank these managers: Pep, Slot, Maresca, Arteta, Eddie Howe, Emery, Frank, Amorim. Oh,
jeez, that's a list.
Well,
Jesus.
Pep's top. That's it. First of all,
Yeah,
Pep's top.
Pep, Slot.
Who's second? Second.
I'd go with Pep, Slot.
Oh, you wanted to say Emery, but you just looked at his track record. That's what just happened out there.
Yeah,
you want to say Emery.
I'm going to go Pep, Slot, Amorim, Maresca, Arteta, Emery, Frank.
Sorry. What?
Yeah, my manager's won league titles.
Unai Emery's got 4 European trophies.
Wait, did you put Amorim
He put Amorim third.
Yeah.
In terms of managers who are actually considered to manage Chelsea, it would go Pep, Slot.
Just say it, bro. Say it, man.
No.
Hey, look at you.
Right.
Your heart spoke for a second there. Your head.
No. Because realistically, of course, I want Maresca to man. But right now, I put Maresca number 1. because actually, like for my team right now, Maresca might be the best option.
Okay,
But like,
what about
it's
as an
actually not the
overall
best
manager?
option, you know what I mean?
I don't care about fit for Chelsea. Just the overall manager, David. Rank them as an overall manager.
Oh,
Honestly,
this
before
Nigerian
my team.
politician always doing this. Go on, join
Overall
APC.
manager, I'd
You have
go
issues with it.
Pep, Slot, Arteta, Maresca,
Mate, the disrespect to
Howe.
Unai Emery, by the way.
Emery.
It's not disrespect. It's not.
Do you know what it is with
Emery,
Emery,
Thomas
right?
Frank,
I know
Amorim.
there's trophies there. The problem is with Emery, it's with Amorim. I know Maresca's had a good end to the season, right? But we haven't seen him Champions League title race yet. The thing is, with Emery, we've seen him at the big clubs when he's had the limelight on him and he's fouled. It's this element of, I understand why some people would put him in terms of what he's achieved over a lot of those managers. But if I'm picking like who would I get to take over my club, I'm more comfortable with Thomas Frank's, Amorim's, Maresca's, not knowing whether they can hack it at the elite level than someone who I know has fouled at the elite level. Does that make sense?
Would you say Arteta's success has he been a success at Arsenal?
I think in terms of, no, it depends on how you're defining success. Like Arteta's not top of my list on there, but when I've watched Unai Emery at Arsenal, when I watched Unai Emery at PSG, he looked like a fish out of water because of the pressure that comes with being at those clubs. Arteta's handled that pressure better than him, but I didn't put Arteta top of my list. The reason why, again, with Amorim, I've seen him, he's won league titles at the very least, where he's not the most powerful club in the country. With what Maresca's done at Chelsea this year, the pressure that he's been under, especially when he went through that 4-month period where fans wanted him sacked, he's come out of it on top. It's different managing one of the biggest clubs in the world versus managing Villa or managing.
He did get him to a Europa League final and he got him to finish 5th in his first year. That's not with a back four of Monreal.
Yeah, I still, again,
who loses 4-1 in the final? Get out of it.
I wouldn't.
That was because Eden
Hazard.
Hazard.
I'm just again. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just basing it on who I would choose to manage my club right now. I wouldn't. I've just got last season. He threw me when he took Rashford off. When they were battering PSG and he took Rashford off, it was that moment where I went, "Fuck him! I can't." Like, there's moments where I go, "Actually, no, you make a good point." The fact he did, and he did it in a number of games. There was that game against the game against Man City where they're in the ascendancy, and then he went weird at the end, took players off, lost it late. How they played against Man United of all teams, final day of the season. I know there was the dodgy, the goal they should have got right, but their performance up until that point against a beleaguered, beaten. We just lost the final. We outplayed them.
4-0 up against Barcelona, losing the tie. Come on, man.
Yeah. I'm not taking him.
Would you take Inzaghi over Arteta?
No.
There we go. The super chat about if Martinelli is correct, his shots per 90 dropped significantly by almost 1.5. He is having less shots per game than back then. Oh, two contrarian stats here. There we go. This here says, off topic, anybody seen the Coldplay couple? Yeah, I don't understand why people are losing their jobs over doing something that isn't illegal. I'm not advocating their behavior, but I don't understand the weird outrage from people.
He resigned.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter. I don't get. Look, what I mean is this, right? People are out there. There'll be someone that's gone to prison
against the law to
it's bad PR from his business.
It's not against the law to commit adultery anywhere in the Western world. No, it's not against the law. That's what I mean. It's not. My point is this: I see people go to prison. People go to prison. People in my life have gone to prison for burglary, selling things they shouldn't sell. And the world goes, gotta give people a chance. I'm like, yes, 7 things on his rap sheet, but give him a chance. Someone commits adultery, burn them. I don't know where it comes. People are more forgiving of a drug dealer, more forgiving of all types of crimes. Give people a chance. Someone isn't happy in their life and has an affair, burn them. It's weird. It must be from people.
The video is brilliant because they would have got away with it if they just played it off.
Yeah, literally.
I agree. It was mad.
It was
guilty. They both just leg it.
He didn't take a touch.
He had to take a touch in that moment. He had to take a touch, and
he bottled it. The way he ducked, it was all terrible. However, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not advocating for his behavior. By the way, Chelsea now breaking news. The door's been open for the Xavi Simons deal. Ben Jacobs here says Chelsea are proceeding with Xavi Simons talks this week with a deal worth a possible 70 million or under. But yeah, the Coldplay thing was crazy. However, you know, someone who drink drives gets less abuse than someone who cheats. I don't get it. Drink driving kills people, right? And people, do you know, I'll give you an example. I guarantee a footballer gets done for drink driving. Oh, idiot. Oh, what fool. Footballer gets caught cheating. The world wants to burn him. I'm like, drink driving's worse than cheating. Yet he doesn't get, I don't understand. No one can make me understand. I don't get it. Don't want people to cheat. I don't get the moral outrage. Quitting your job over it. Fuck off. Madness to me. I am not quitting my job for anything like that. I tell you.
He quit his job to save the company because the stocks literally plummeted overnight.
Okay, that makes a bit more sense maybe if the stocks are dropping because you've impacted it. But the things people have been saying, I'm just like, nah, do one, man.
Yeah, honestly, no. If you just, it's just because I've seen the video. It's just like if they just remained calm, they just would have been.
If they just
David,
for a couple of seconds, the camera switches off them and no one.
What would you have done in that scenario, David?
Just kissed her.
I'm not cheating, so I'm good.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been in that scenario. I wouldn't have been in that scenario, but.
If you are in that scenario, you just crack on and stay in character.
Why am I at a Coldplay concert? Please, I want to be at Kendrick.
You don't.
Kendrick, yeah.
That's what I want to be.
When people say things like this, cheating can lead to crazy stuff. Look, at the end of the day, cheating. Okay, well, someone might pull a gun out and kill someone or beat someone up. There's no excuse for that violence. Like this is the thing. At the end of the day, right? I just look at these. So the violence is worse, by the way. Like I don't get, like, I see footballers like Wayne Rooney, or John Terry. Like John Terry gets more stick for cheating on his missus than he did for what he said to Anton Ferdinand. I don't get it. It makes no sense. These things freak me out. I'm not advocating and saying it's right. I'm saying there is a weird moral outrage, like disparity. Drink drivers get less abuse than a man who cheats. I'm just like, I don't quite get it. Like, it's crazy. None of them are good, but it's strange. Yeah, I wouldn't take my side girl out in public. Yes, equally, yeah, I would say if you're like that powerful, a massive company where you've got stocks, don't go something like that. And you know what I mean, I do get it. But it was the way Chris Martin as well said, they must be cheating. It's what he said as well. And then it was like, no, I bet he regrets that a bit as well. This here says, why don't you reply the same logic towards Ruben? What do you mean?
What's you referring to there, mate?
Well, again, when Unai,
enough time.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's time that's got to be given. I know you don't like Ruben Amorim, but when did Ruben Amorim take over a one-horse race in France with a team with all the money and do a bad job? The Arsenal thing, he did take over a bad situation. That's absolutely a fair point there, and it didn't work out for him. But you've also got to factor in what they've taken over and been at. And I don't know what I don't know yet with Ruben Amorim. And we could end up in a year's time, 2 years, 3 years. I might go, he ain't good enough for a big club. He couldn't handle it. Might go to another big club and fail again. That's true. But I know what I know with Unai Emery. And I wouldn't want to, I've decided I wouldn't want to take the risk. Personally, I don't think he would have taken off Rashford in that game against PSG. Just my personal opinion. Well, he wouldn't have started Rashford, but you get my point. He'd have moved Rashford on. But yeah, if you think he's better, that's it. It's cool. Yeah, I wouldn't. This here says Ekatike will earn around 3. Yeah, that's euros though. It's euros that's been put in by Plattenberg. It's euros that they're put in there. Look, I want to thank every single person who has tuned in to the show. Hang on, sorry. What do you think about the Football Governance Act coming into law? Yeah, it needs to be there. We need to make sure clubs aren't cheating. We need it to be law. What they need.
Like Tottenham.
Tottenham. Where this needs to come in is when a club gets told, show us your documentation. Right now, the City case, they might be innocent, they might be guilty, none of us know. They can refuse to give any access to the football world. In a regulated environment, like a bank can't refuse to show the FCA it's behind the goings on. They can come in and just open drawers, go through hard drives. I think the Premier League got to do that. I think we'll see a shift in behavior of clubs if an independent body can just turn up at a football club and start going through hard drives and documents and phones and everything else. You'll see I don't think it's a bad thing. We're at a point now where we're dealing with billions and billions of pounds. There is questions from fans in all directions of corruption, cheating, loopholes, all sorts, like multi-club ownership. The more powerful people get involved, the more money that gets involved. I do think there needs to be an element of regulation here just to make sure. And listen, when you start dealing with billionaires and things like this, money laundering, all sorts of things can go on. Absolutely, there's got to be governance over that money, in my personal opinion. So I agree with it. I do like him. He's just shown nothing to back. Well, this is when you say he's shown nothing to back. That's fair, but I've seen what he's done at Sporting. I saw him taking over a broken club that was failing, and it took him a year and a half or so to get his feet under the table and get it right. And then they're the third richest team in their country, and they became the most dominant and best side in their country. So when you say there's nothing, that's what we've got. With Unai Emery, what we saw at Sevilla was amazing. But then what happened at PSG, and then what happened at Arsenal? No. When I look at what's his name, Poch, we saw Poch at a smaller club, Spurs, do a good job. Had opportunities at big clubs like Chelsea and PSG. We now know what we know. So with Amorim, you could end up being right. I could think about the same as him as I do Emery in a few years, but yeah, we haven't gone through that period yet for me. So I hear your point. Look, I want to thank every single person that has tuned into the show today. This is redirecting you to Hassam's channel, so go and support him. I really do appreciate that a lot. I'm live at 8 p.m. on the United Stand. We're talking... I can't believe Ornstein just burst my bubble. Ornstein has just said that the deal for Sancho to Juve isn't close. Fuck's sake, Ornstein, man. You burst my bubble. We're talking all things Man United, 8 p.m. on the United Stand. So I'll see you all back over there. But David, Henry, Kunle, Tom, thank you all very much for tuning in. To all of our super chatters, everyone who's hit the like button, all of our subscribers and members, thank you. Always a pleasure that you're here with us. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.